Unlock your dream property with Meeks Realty Group, where Rich the Realtor makes real estate dreams a reality. Whether it's residential or commercial, we've got Charleston to Huntington covered. Your key to exceptional real estate experiences start here. Meeks Realty Group. Contact us at meeks.us.
The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 580 WCHS, its employees, or WVRC Media. From the studios of WVRC Media, the country, the United States of America, the state, West Virginia, the city, Charleston. This is the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. And your host.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
He's kind of a big deal.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Dave Allen.
Hey, folks, good Friday morning to you. Welcome to the show. Hollywood. Jeff Petty is our producer today. Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly hotline, 304-345-5858. Fruit Pharmacy text, 304-935-5008. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live comes to you from the Par-Mar Store studio. If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon. Par-Mar again fueling the Adelphia Summer Concert Series in Marietta, Ohio. That's only 90 minutes from downtown Charleston. The Wallflowers, Struggle Jennings, Uncle Cracker, the Pop 2000 tour featuring some of the hottest boy bands of all time. Ace Frehley of Kiss, Steven Adler of Guns N' Roses, Marty Stewart, Leroy Parnell, rap and hip-hop legends Exhibit, Young Jock and Bubba Sparks, and more, all throughout the summer. Not one big show, it's just all throughout the summer. TheAdelphia.com if you'd like more information on that. And remember, if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon. And the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you by Thornhill Auto Group, including the all-new Thornhill CDJR. On the Thornhill Motor Mile, experience the power of the 2024 Ram 1500 up to $4,500 retail consumer cash. On select Bighorn models, you must qualify through Chrysler Capital. See Thornhill for all the details. Visit thornhillcdjr.com or in person, US 119 in Logan today. Well, happy Friday. Welcome to the show. Of course, the big news is former President Donald Trump just assured a victory in November. That is with his being convicted on all 34 counts of his trial in New York City yesterday, thus, in my opinion, further strengthening his base, making them even more determined to vote for him in November. Legal experts have said he will do no jail time, because it was a nonviolent case. No guns were used, no prior criminal record, and his age. And there's nothing that says a convicted felon can't serve as president. If he, all this did, in my opinion, was assure that Trump will be the next president. Hoppy, of course, will discuss it in full detail next hour. I'm going to have a little bit more on it a little bit later on the show because I want to allow you to weigh in on it more than my opinions. You can always call me, Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly hotline, 304-345-5858, and the text line from Fruth, which was already lit up when I got here this morning, 304-935-5008. We do, in fact, have a new county commissioner in Kanawha County to complete the term of Kent Carper. That would be Attorney Mark Slotnick. That decision coming late yesterday afternoon at the Kanawha County Commission meeting, special meeting. He was chosen by Commission President Lance Wheeler and County Commissioner Ben Salango. The new commissioner, I talked to him last night, will be on the show on Monday. We got Live on the Levee. It is the second week of Live on the Levee. No Jim Strawn this week. He'll be at Live on the Levee. Don't get me wrong. He will be at Live on the Levee, but he's not going to be on the show with me this morning. But I'm going to run down the schedule for you. Plus, I told you, load it up, man. Dr. Casey Sachs from BridgeValley is going to be stopping by. And also later on in the show, I may have to abbreviate it just a tad, Jeff, but we are going to do I've been teasing it all week, my advice for the graduates of the class of 2024. People have been clamoring for what Dave has the advice he has to give to the class of 2024, and I'm going to do that a little bit later on. Now, normally at this time, I would have Hannah Gardner from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association in with this week's Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week. Hannah is having some phone issues, from what I understand. She was able to text out, but was not able to make a phone call this morning for some reason.
That is true. Actually, I tried to work my magic in here. I couldn't do it. I did what I could.
So here's what I got. I do have, because Hannah, as you know the way this works now, Hannah always sends me the picture and the description of the dog, normally late Thursday night, early Friday morning. I usually usually, because Hannah is young and I'm old, we have different hours. I normally wake up to a text from Hannah that she sent it, at some point during the overnight hours, to the picture of the dog. The dog is posted with the description. It's on Dave Allen Radio and Facebook, and on X, the artist formerly known as Twitter. The dog's name is Huckleberry. Now, Huckleberry is a male. Now, Jeff, you can weigh in on this if you want. Okay. 3-year-old male. Prefers calmer dogs and likes female dogs better than male dogs. Not cat friendly.
No,
there was an issue with a cat once before. So please note, not cat friendly. Huckleberry is neutered, and I'm told, Jeff, he is somewhat of an escape artist. So if the dog's going to have a fenced in yard.
Yeah, you're going to have to make sure that he is secured, because
not chained up. No, we don't chain up dogs.
No,
or cats for that matter. But try to chain up a cat. Let me know how that works out for you. As a cat owner, let me know how that works out for you. No, you're not going to be able to. If you have to keep the dog chained, then don't get the dog. No. Because that's. But it is going to have a Huckleberry is going to have a big area to run around in and a fenced in yard. Good looking dog though, Jeff.
Oh yeah, beautiful looking dog. Actually, sitting here reading the description on him, it reminds me a lot of I don't mean to go back, it reminds me a lot of my girlfriend's dog. Like he is.
I was thought you were going to say it reminded me a lot of your girlfriend. I was going to say, Jeff, don't go there.
Yeah, she's probably listening right now. I don't want to have that conversation after I get off the air. But no, he does, because she has a dog that looks very similar to this dog. Not just the way the dog looks. I don't know exactly what the breed is. I'm not that good. But yeah, he does. He reminds me of her dog, Scrappy. And he is a bit of a nervous dog as well, and can be a bit of an escape artist, and hates cats. And, we really have to pay attention to what's going on before we let him out. Of course, we don't chain him up. He has a yard he can run around in.
Thank you.
But the best thing is with dogs like this is just be patient with them. Be patient with them. Just love on them. Just be calm, because once you start getting a little riled up, like I do from time to time, they're going to start getting riled up.
Exactly.
So you just do good. Do good.
Yeah, it's a good-looking dog. Huckleberry is the dog's name. And the great thing about Huckleberry is, as I said, he is neutered. He's ready to go home, and he's sponsored. So the adoption, there's no fee for adoption. But make sure that you know what you're getting with this dog. Again, Hannah tells me in the text last night that the dog is a very, very loving dog, would make a great pet. But you just got to know every animal. You got to know certain things. And this one is not cat-friendly. Nope. Is very, very kid-friendly, though. So just as long as you don't have any cats, I think you should be okay.
Also, it says right here he does pull a little on the leash, so whoever would get him would have to work with him a little bit. So and
he's still young. I mean, he's still young. He's 2 years old, 3 years old. So he could still learn that, definitely.
Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of training.
Yeah, but a great looking dog. I got the picture posted on Dave Allen Radio and Facebook, and on X, the artist formerly known as Twitter. Also, I did find out from Hannah that they are going to be taking part in the Fraternal Order of Police's annual car and bike show, which is going to be tomorrow, and they're going to have some pets available there for adoption. They're going to be there till around 4 o'clock at that. And I also understand our sister station 96.1 KWS, Rob Reel, host of Up Real Early, is going to be there as well, hanging out, looking at the cars and hanging out with the dogs tomorrow. So
yeah, just go out and have some fun.
Stop by and say hello to them. So again, apologize for not having Hannah on the show this week. Hannah having some phone issues. There's always something with that girl. We love her though. There's something with her.
It's okay. It's okay.
Also, I do want to throw this in here. I just got a text, and I was going to talk about this with Hannah. If you and I'll give the folks at the Humane Association here in Charleston a big high five, because they do a fantastic job with their social media. I share everything that they do on my radio page. They had a situation yesterday or over the last couple of days where a dog was brought in that apparently had a collar that was, and I don't know a lot about dog collars, but because the dogs I had as a kid, I didn't have to have them chained up or I always had a yard. I could let them run. I didn't have to even take them out on a leash or anything. But this dog apparently, and it's kind of a graphic photo, and they sent me the photo. You can see it if you want to over on the Canal Charleston Humane Association Facebook page. This dog's throat was basically slit across. He or she, I'm not sure, is going to be okay. But they are collecting items, to try to get, for this particular dog. So, and the person wanted me to read this in the text. It's a sad reminder to everyone, please adjust your pet collars. And they think that's what happened to this, and it's basically cut the dog's throat.
Ooh.
It's going to recover. It's going to take some time. So just please, anytime you have a pet, know what it is that you are doing with this pet. Know the parameters. As I said, this particular dog, Huckleberry, we're trying to get adopted, does not like cats.
Nope.
Prefers female dogs to male dogs, and is also very kid-friendly and needs room to run. So please make note of that. All right, so Hannah and the folks will be out tomorrow at the Fraternal Order of Police's annual car and bike show. Our sister station, 96.1 KWS, will be there as well. So we'll try to have Hannah back on with us next week. Biggly, Piggly, Wiggly hotline, 304-345-5858. Fruit Pharmacy text 304-935-5008. Dr. Casey Sachs from BridgeValley is going to be joining us a little bit later on in the show, and also Dave's advice for the graduates. That's coming up a little bit later on. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, presented in part by General Hardware of Winfield and Milton and General Lumber of Winfield. For all projects big and small, shop locally. Visit generalhardwarewv.com. Let me knock out a couple of texts here because I know I'd get plenty on the Trump situation. Text says, I agree with what you said, Dave, at the top of the show. Trump will win now for sure. Wonder how much money he raised last night. Well, I heard this morning that somebody donated, I think it was $100 million. So, it wasn't me, wasn't Jeff, I can tell you that, but somebody with much more means than us did donate $100 million. I got more on that coming up a little bit later on as well. Could someone explain why we're getting the Big D and Bubba show on 96.5? I think it says Williams said we have never had this problem before. Help. All right, so I can sort of tell you about that. We broadcast on 3 different stations here, 580, 104.5, and 96.5. The 96.5 that the texter is referring to is a station out of Pikeville, Kentucky. They are licensed to Williamson, West Virginia, but their actual studios are in Pikeville, Kentucky. Sometimes they're 100,000-watt flamethrowers, we call it in the business. Sometimes there's a little bleed over. So that is a station. I'm very familiar with it. It's WXCC out of licensed to Williamson Studios or in Pikeville. So that's the reason for that. I don't know from an engineering standpoint why we're getting so much bleed over, but that's where that's coming from. Dave, did you say Trump's felony conviction assures his election? Yeah, I think so. I mean, look, I've been wrong on the last few presidential elections. I was the guy in 2016 that said early on, you don't have to worry about Trump because he's not going to win. I was wrong. 2020, I said that that Trump would win, and I was wrong. So maybe you don't want to take Uncle Dave's advice. But yeah, I think because what it does, I'm going to talk about this in detail a little bit later on. I think it just puts an exclamation point on the base. And I think that's what this entire thing did. It just assured a presidential victory for Donald Trump. I do believe, and come whatever the election day is, the day after, I'll be on here being wrong for the 3rd straight time. Text says, what Japan did in 1941, the conviction of Donald Trump has awakened a sleeping giant. And you know what the result was. This time, it will be real Americans on their own soil taking out a lost and corrupt government. Get ready, boys. Let's roll. As a texter. And I hope by taking out the government, they mean at the ballot box. That's what I'm hoping that they mean by that. So tonight is the second night of Live on the Levee, sponsored by Moses Auto Group at Haddad Riverfront Park. Starts at 6:30. As I said, no Jim Strawn with me this morning. Jim's off doing Jim things, but I talked to him earlier. He is going to be at Live on the Levee tonight. Great acts tonight, especially if you like the retro thing. Tonight is Night Fever, the Bee Gees tribute, along with Rewind the Walkman, who are described as 80s pop with an edge. I love the name, Rewind the Walkman. Weather, going to be fantastic. Our friends at WOWK-TV 13 are the media sponsor tonight, so go hang out with them and enjoy some great music with Live on the Levee. It's also day 2 of the State Boys Baseball Tournament over at Gomar Ballpark. AAA Championship is now set for tomorrow. That's following the wins posted yesterday by Cabell Midland and George Washington. Those two teams will now play tomorrow for the championship. Today's Today's action gets underway at 10 with Winfield and Independence, followed by Hoover and Frankfort. Then this afternoon, single A battles of Buffalo and Williamstown, followed by Charleston Catholic and East Hardy. All the games available to watch on the all-new Metro News TV app. Now, the Winfield game will also be on Charleston's ESPN Radio, 106.7 FM, 1490 AM, and the Herbert Hoover game will be on the WCHS network, 580, 104.5 FM, and 96.5 FM. I watched some on the app yesterday, and I will tell you the quality is absolutely great. Great production values, and of course the best voices in the business from Fred Persinger, Dave Wilson, Kyle Wiggs, and the entire team over there. Chris Lawrence doing what Chris does so well with the, I don't know if you call it sideline reporting in baseball, but whatever it is Chris does, he does a fantastic job with it. So check it out. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live brought to you in part by Husson's Pizza. This month it's your favorite Husson's. Get a large 18-inch pepperoni pizza and an order of cinnamon bites with icing, only $20.99 at your favorite Husson's location. It's 9:22. Dr. Casey Sachs from BridgeValley coming up a little bit later on, plus my advice for the graduates in the class of 2024, and more on the Trump verdict coming up right after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses bring first-class businesses to your community.
Hi, I'm David McCormick, owner of Omega Commercial Interiors. Did you know that most office furniture originates in China and Mexico? Omega Commercial Interiors sells products made in America for businesses made in America. If you're in the market for quality office furniture, remember, buy local and call Omega Commercial Interiors in Morgantown and Charleston. We're a proud West Virginia company.
Attention all adventurers, it's the season. Hey, it's Sydney inviting you to get ready to blaze your trail with the all-new Thornhill CDJR on the Thornhill Motor Mile. It's Jeep 4x4 season, and we're offering an amazing $2,000 savings on the new 2024 Jeep Gladiator models. Don't miss your chance to experience the ultimate off-road thrill. Head over to Thornhill CDJR or make tracks to US 119 in Logan today. Take the wheel and
You're a pro. You can make a 5-ton HVAC condenser purr like a sleeping kitten. Weeds cower at your mere presence. The only thing cleaner than your clients' homes is your reputation. So why is a pro like you still stuck in the endless cycle of paperwork, scheduling, spreadsheets, and chasing invoices? Automate your office and get back to what you love with Jobber, the all-in-one tool that fits your entire office in your back pocket. Start your free trial today at jobber.com.
Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
The Husson's May Special. Get a largest large 18-inch pepperoni pizza and an order of cinnamon bites with icing for just $20.99. Visit your nearest Husson's for dine-in, pickup, or delivery. Order now at HussonsPizza.com.
Tune into the morning news on 580 WCHS for What's Up with WVU Sports. Catch the Golden Blue Report for daily insights into your favorite Mountaineers. From game highlights to exclusive interviews. Get your WVU Sports fix every morning on 580 WCHS.
9:25 phone calls to the Dave Allen Show and 580 Live, a service of Biggly Piggly Wiggly on Spring Street. Texting service provided by Fruth, your hometown family pharmacy. The Dave Allen Show and 580 Live also brought to you in part by Live Healthy West Virginia, presented by WVU Medicine. Live Healthy tackles pressing health issues, heart disease, diabetes, and more. It's a podcast offering insights into medical breakthroughs and preventative care, featuring WVU Medicine's expert physicians aimed at fostering healthier lifestyles in and beyond the state. It's a valuable resource for all. Discover the latest episodes on WVMetroNews.com under the podcast menu and start your journey towards better health today. Biggly Piggly Wiggly hotline 304-345-5858. Fruit Pharmacy text 304-935-5008. All right, so former President Trump found guilty 34 felonies in a New York courtroom late yesterday afternoon. The first former president to be convicted of felony. Sentencing is set for July 11th, which is just days before the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. As I said at the top of the show, no legal expert, but unbiased legal experts, and they're available. You won't find them on CNN, you won't find them on MSNBC, and you won't find them on Fox. You'll find them in other places. Unbiased legal expert think he'll never spend a day in prison, because generally speaking, no one does for cases like this. Now, this certainly was not your average run-of-the-mill case, hush money, porn stars, former presidents. But as I said, it is my opinion, and I got plenty of other opinions to get to. I'm more interested in yours than mine. What this case did was assure that Donald Trump will be elected president in November, which I honestly, I think he may have been anyway. And there's a lot of reasons for that. I mean, number one, a lot of people see Joe Biden as incompetent. A lot of people on the left see him as incompetent. The situation in Gaza, the situation at the border. I think Donald Trump may have been elected anyway. But the Trump base, based on some of the text that I have already read this morning, is more fired up now than they've ever been. And if you don't believe me, if you're friends with a lot of conservatives on social media, particularly on Facebook, how many of them sounded off about it last night? How many of them changed their profile pictures to the upside down flag, which is the upside down U.S. flag, which is the flag of distress, going all Alito there? And how many even changed to phrases like more MAGA now than ever? Probably a lot. Now, granted, because of where I'm from, I probably have, a few more Facebook friends and followers and whatever that tend to be conservative. But yeah, I truly believe it. Text says, yeah, Trump definitely got his bank account filled by his dupes who are either Christians or for law and order. The guy broke the law. If it was a witch hunt, what would you call Donald demanding for Hillary to be locked up? Text says, do you hope that Trump will be elected? I mean, look, I have stated my opinion on numerous occasions on former President Donald Trump. I voted for the guy in 2016. I voted for him in 2020. January 6th changed a whole lot for me. And I'm not a Trump supporter. I was voted for him. There's pictures out there floating around of me, with I don't know if I had a Trump hat, because my hats normally only support my sports team, so I don't think I had a Trump hat. But I attended a couple of events, not necessarily Trump events, but they were Republican events. And so yeah, there's probably photographic evidence out there. I'm sure there is. But no, I'm not, I'm the Trump supporter, or no, I'm the Republican that can't figure out. Remember, I'm the pro-choice anti-Trump Republican. There's not a lot of us out there. There's like, 5, but I'm one. So the question is, do you hope that Trump will be elected? I think that neither Trump nor Biden is good for this country. Neither one. And I've said it before, my opinion only, not the opinions of the station, the advertisers, so on, and you know what the disclaimer says. I don't think that either one of them is who needs to be the president come January 2025. But it's the hand we were dealt. I mean, the Republicans had a lot of other chances. They had a lot of other people on stage, and they couldn't hang. They couldn't hang with Donald Trump. There were Democratic candidates out there, Democratic politicos, I think, that would have been a heck of a lot better than the bumbling old man that we have in the White House now. But we got the bumbling old man versus the bumbling old man. That's your choices. Dave, where can we get high school playoffs on the live stream? You can download the Metro News TV app or just go to wvmetronews.com. Texas Dave, the situation with President Trump is ridiculous, and the American people realize this and have witnessed a continuous attack on him since 2016. Trump's policies are the only hope for our country. President Trump will win in November, with West Virginia delivering 80% of the vote for him. Texas, Trump deserves jail for more serious matters than this. As it's obvious, this conviction just activates his ridiculous apologists who label America a failed state to justify protecting the lifelong criminal fancy boy proxy god. Pathetic. We deserve what we get. Text says, pretty insightful to say a lot of people say such and such. Give data to back it up. I don't know particularly what you're talking about. Text says, Dave, you talk like you know the future. There's a whole lot of time between now and November 5th. Good point. Angry votes only count as one vote. There's plenty of people who know Donald Trump is the worst candidate of the two. Text says, Dave, I hope you're wrong, as America does not need Donald Trump again in any way, shape, or form. The evidence was never disputed, only tried to impeach witnesses, not dispute evidence presented. I feel sorry for his lawyers who had no case to present and probably will not get paid by Mr. Trump. I hope America sees through this guy, and I'm not sure that will happen. Text says, do you believe the 12 jurors were wrong in convicting Trump? Again, I'm not a legal expert. I got a lot of questions about the way the trial was conducted, though, in talking to people that are. So I don't know. Obviously he did it. There's no doubt that he did it. And people say, well, other people, yeah, when you start talking about financial or campaign finances, it's a totally different thing. This is not Hillary, and I'm not a Bill Clinton fan by any stretch of the imagination. This is not a Bill Clinton type situation with hush money. Hush money, by the way, is not illegal. Keep that in mind. Text says, the Democrats are so out of touch with rural America, and Biden does nothing to help himself. I think I'm the only conservative Democrat left, says a texter. Texter says, Dave, you voted twice for President Trump because you have common sense. In 2024, you will vote for him again because his policies make sense, and we can't stand another 4 years of dementia Democrats rule. Thanks, says a texter. If you're ready to feel like you hit the jackpot, check out West Virginia Bargains, WV Bargains. Save up to 65% on items, party packages from Kittaroo's, limousine service from Chandler's Limousine, silver dollars from the Coin Man, gift certificates from Dunbar Furniture Mart, scooters from West Virginia Auto Sales, scholarships from the Boone County Truck Driving Academy, bows from Spring Hill Rod and Gun, bikes from Elk City Bike Shop, gift certificates to Eddie's Tire and Service and more. The dates June 3rd through June 7th. All West Virginia Bargains, I should say, is a WVRC media promotion, WVBargains.com if you need more information. Let me do this and then we'll go to break. The state Republican Party has wasted no time in turning this into a fundraising effort for Trump. GOP Chair Matt Herridge will be on with Hoppy, by the way, to discuss it next hour. Patrick Morrissey, Jim Justice, and others, just about any Republican that's out there has either issued a statement or will soon praising Trump and talking about the miscarriage of justice, thus continuing this "I'm more Trump than you" rhetoric from the governor's race and other races in the election. But again, I saw the video that Matt Herridge did last night asking for money, not for the state GOP. And I think he was acting more. I don't know that he was acting as well. He was the GOP chair, but I think he was acting more of him in his personal thing. I don't know. We'll let him. He can discuss it with Hoppy coming up next hour. But the bottom line is this. If you are a Trump supporter, it was a travesty of justice. If you're anti-Trump, it was the greatest thing ever. And the bottom line here is nothing changes. What about the independents? There was one poll I read last night among independents in swing states. These are independents in swing states. 60% of them said that it would not change their minds at all if he were found guilty, which he was. So there's that. And this changes absolutely nothing in the eyes of most people, pro or anti-Trump. There are three other felony indictments to come, but none of them are likely to be concluded in time for the election, which Trump wins, in my opinion. Hoppy, of course, will continue this talk at the top of the hour. Steam release, by the way. My gosh, steam release ought to be good today. Let me knock out some texts. We'll go to break. If these whiny cultists, says the texter, really believe in a nation of laws, then how can they vote for a man who was convicted on 34 felony counts by a jury of 12 people? Take off the foil hat and smell the coffee. Dave, Trump said if you don't testify, you're guilty. If you take the fifth, you're guilty. He was convicted by a jury, put him in an orange jumpsuit, and put him on the hood of a car and parade him around town, says the texter. Text says, Trump supporters are no longer the silent majority, says the texter. I would definitely agree with that. Dave, let's be honest. You're not voting for Biden or Kennedy. In the past, you said you won't support Trump, so will you leave the ballot blank? Possibly. Said, do not think for 1 second that Merchan will not send Trump to prison. This is one of the most despicably activist partisan judges we've ever seen. Remember, the charges was 1 misdemeanor, but the feds didn't have a case, so the state broke it down into 34 felonies. That tells you everything you need to know. Good point. Text says both Robert Kennedy Jr. and Susan Collins, who is not a Trump person, said this was a travesty, says a texter. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live brought to you in part by Fresh Air. They'll change your heating and cooling unit air filters for your home, your retail or industrial business, restaurant or church, whatever. They can also custom build filters for you. 24-hour emergency services available. Visit freshairfilters.us or call 304-440-1104 for Fresh Air, because everyone deserves fresh air. Everyone deserves a little info about one of the premier learning institutions in the state of West Virginia. Talking about BridgeValley. Our good friend Dr. Casey Sachs is here next. Plus, a little bit later on, my advice for the graduates. It's all coming up right here on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses want to thank you for shopping locally.
According to USA Today, 1 in 7 children in West Virginia face food insecurity issues. Hi, I'm Jason Quintrell, President and CEO of Union Mission Ministries. There are some obstacles our children face with access to food despite many feeding programs available. That is why Union Mission has partnered with some local middle schools to place food directly into the hands of children who need it.
In the aftermath of a serious car wreck, Peyton Law Firm stands ready to be your beacon of hope. With unwavering dedication, Peyton Law Firm will navigate the complexities of your case, fighting for justice and the compensation you deserve. From debilitating injuries to emotional trauma, Peyton Law Firm understands the toll it takes. Our attorneys have more than 60 years combined experience handling injury cases. Call Peyton Law Firm for a free consultation at 755-5556 or online at peytonlawfirm.com.
They say roads are made for journeys, not destinations. And now that I'm retired, I make a point to journey as much as I can. But when night driving became a challenge, my son and I decided it was time for a doctor's visit to ensure my safety behind the wheel. I was worried, but instead of restrictions, we discussed solutions to make sure I can continue on my journeys.
Aging can alter how we drive. Take charge of your safety and independence by evaluating your driving skills regularly. Learn more at StaySafeWV.com. This message is brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
And critical survival gear. Shop MyPatriotSupply.com today. MyPatriotSupply.com.
Attention all adventurers, it's the season. Hey, it's Sydney inviting you to get ready to blaze your trail with the all-new Thornhill CDJR on the Thornhill Motor Mile. It's Jeep 4x4 season, and we're offering an amazing $2,000 savings on the new 2024 Jeep Gladiator models. Don't miss your chance to experience the ultimate off-road thrill. Head over to Thornhill CDJR or make tracks to US 119 in Logan today. Take the wheel and discover why Thornhill CDJR is your premier destination for Jeep excitement on the road to total savings. Let's qualify through Chrysler Capital. See Thornhill for all details.
In the heart of West Virginia, there exists a profound force that goes beyond the realm of sports, transcending limitations and fostering a sense of belonging. Special Olympics, a remarkable initiative showcase of a latest episode of West Virginia Enriched collaboration with Huntington, stands as a testament to the power of determination, unity, and unwavering support. See a video highlighting the Special Olympics at facebook.com/580WCHS. Text says, a bumbling old man gave you record low employment, record high stock market, record high oil and gas production, resurgence of coal production in West Virginia, actual manufacturing jobs at companies, strong NATO to fight Russia's dirty war of aggression, unprecedented support for Israel, bipartisan border deal killed by the orange loser, bipartisan Chips and Science Act, bipartisan gun safety, reduction in crime nationwide, affordable medication for seniors, health care for veterans with cancer, and much, much more. Oh, yeah, he took inflation from 9% to 3.4%. Somebody put a lot of work into that. Text says, Justice and Mooney support Trump, and they both think our vets are the suckers and losers. They pit Trump over our vets. Disgusting. Listening, says a texter, to some of these Trump-hating texts, it is clear who has actually paid attention to the full trial and who didn't. It's a personal thing with many of you, and that tells me more about you than it does about Trump. Text says, Dear Dave, independent voters don't vote Trump. We are a large percentage of the never-Trumpers. How do I know? I am one. Also, that doesn't mean we like Biden either, just hate him less, says the texter. Texter says, I'm not sure if Trump will spend time in jail before the election, but imagine the scenario. Trump's sitting in prison. He gets elected and then walks right out of prison and straight into the White House to take full command of the country. The left would go from pure glee to pure horror in less than a second. Interesting to think about. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live brought to you in part by your hometown baseball team, the Charleston Dirty Birds. Birds been on the road for quite a while. They're going to be back at home Tuesday, June 4th. Go Mart Ballpark for tickets, promotions, Dirty Birds gear, schedules, and more. Visit dirtybirdsbaseball.com. Dr. Casey Sachs from Bridge Valley is here. Not going to ask you a thing about the trial.
Fair enough. I'm not an expert about that.
No, you're an expert on education.
That's true.
All right. So, I want to learn more about this Ascent program. I've heard about it, read about it. What exactly is Ascent, and what's going on there at Bridge Valley?
So we have been lucky enough to get a few different grants that are supporting our students to stay in school. So the idea behind the program is that we provide case management and money to help students stay in school. One of the things we've seen is that lots of folks are a flat tire away from dropping out, and we don't want that to be a reason that a student can't come to school. We've got incredibly generous financial aid, but maybe someone's having trouble paying for their books. And so the idea behind this program is that you work with your case manager and you say, gosh, what I need this month is a little bit of help with my electric bill, and we help you figure that out.
And I think it's a great program. I mean, I really, what little I'm learning more in that last 45 seconds. I learned more about it, but it is a great program.
It's been terrific. We're seeing huge increases, double-digit increases for the students who participate in their retention. So that's something we pay a lot of attention to at Bridge Valley, that we care that students not only come to school, but that they're able to stay in school and complete a degree that leads to a job. And so the idea is, what are the things we can do and put in place to help make that happen?
We'll talk about FAFSA.
Oh, gosh.
One of the acronyms, I don't know, since Fannie Mae, has there been something with such a stigma attached to it? You've talked about it before, but let's review. What exactly is FAFSA, and what has the legislature done to try to help with all the problems? And explain what those problems were.
Great. So the FAFSA is the free application for federal student aid. It's the baseline application that folks fill out to be able to get access to student financial aid. So that can be grants, that can be loans, it can be all kinds of things. But it is the application for it. And in the last year, it broke in a lot of really significant ways.
What happened?
So Congress did something that was called the FAFSA Simplification Act, which was...
Anytime Congress ever does anything, regardless of what party's in charge and has the word simplification, it ain't going to be, so you know.
It was certainly well-intentioned. Yeah. Senator Lamar Alexander, for a long time, had a legacy of saying that the FAFSA was pages and pages long and we really could ask fewer questions. Mm-hmm. And so several things happened. First, it got longer. The current administration put some things out that were not in the law, and so they had to walk that back. Then when the actual rollout happened, none of the computer programming happened correctly. They're supposed to pull data directly from the IRS, and that didn't work right. Students were supposed to be able to put in their information and have it self-populate, and the programming didn't work. So there's been sort of snafu after snafu. And what that has meant for students in colleges is if you are a student, Dave, and you say, I want to go to Bridge Valley, you'd fill out your FAFSA, and normally we would get that data from the federal government. That transfer wasn't happening, so colleges couldn't get the information to then give you your financial aid. So each part of the rollout has been really rocky. We're at a point now where students can fill out the forms, which is terrific, but students who are going to competitive admit programs, if you wanted to go to WVU, usually that form would be submitted already and you would know by May 1st. So we've got a lot of students who have said, I'm going to just transfer to Bridge Valley for a year and then figure it out next year.
So what did the legislature do?
So the legislature in West Virginia actually did us a huge favor by saying that anybody who's a returning student, we can go ahead and package their aid without a FAFSA, that the state of West Virginia wants to help support low-income students especially be able to access college, that it's really important. And so they set aside funds so that we could have access and let students know right away, we want you at school and here we're going to support you.
And you're doing something called FAFSA Fridays.
We are. We're at the college, we're doing FAFSA Fridays. So come into Bridge Valley on Fridays. And
including today?
Sure, including today. Come on over. Mm-hmm. But we have dedicated financial aid staff who really want to help you fill out the form. So if you're like I was when I was a student and the form is sort of intimidating and you get overwhelmed with it, we want you to have access to a person to help you.
So you can just show up and just ask questions, basically, and you have people on staff. Where exactly is it at the college?
It's in Building 2000, the ground floor of Building 2000 up at the Tech Park.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about enrollment for the upcoming sessions.
We're really excited. Students are coming to Bridge Valley, so our enrollment looks like it's up. We measure every single day this day compared to the same day last year. We've got double-digit increases and some really fun programs. I was talking to a student yesterday. He signed up for the lineman program in the fall, and it was great because he's just so excited. He sees his career path. He sees that he's going to go work for AEP. He's jazzed about it, and he's ready to take his classes in the fall.
You have something called the STEAM camp for grades 5 through 8, because now the kids are, I guess, out of school. Some already are. So I'm seeing a lot fewer vehicles on the road. I think some schools were out today or in the next couple of days. What is the STEAM camp thing all about for grades 5 through 8?
We've done this for several years now. It's a week-long camp, June 24th through 28th. It's for rising 7th and 8th graders. And July 8th through 12th, it's for rising 5th and 6th graders. It's a low-cost camp that you can send your kids to. I sent my own goddaughter last year. I actually had her dad send her in to stay with me for a couple of weeks from New Jersey. We sent her to STEAM camp, and it let her hang out with other kids, do all kinds of science-related activities, do a lot with robotics, just really get a sense of some different careers that are possible in the science areas. And I think that's especially important for those middle school age kids because they're really exploring what's possible in the world. So we try and make that really accessible for families right here in Charleston.
BridgeValley.edu, that's the website, right?
That's right, BridgeValley.edu.
And you can do slash at a bunch of different things on there to figure out what it is
you
need. Slash times 1,000.
Slash STEAM is if you're interested in the camp.
All right, Dr. Sachs, as always, I appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks a lot. And it didn't even have to ask about your legal opinion on anything. So
thank goodness.
We'll keep it with education.
I appreciate
you being here.
Thank you, Dave.
We're going to take a break. And again, the website is bridgevalley.edu/STEAM/ apprenticeship / they're all there. Anything we talk about with Bridge Valley, you can go to the website and check it out. The Dave Allen Show and 580 Live brought to you part by Pinnacle Consultants, the only accredited commercial lab in the state for asbestos and mold. Asbestos was banned in some building products. Not banned, though, for our products in the U.S. Do not expose your family or workers to asbestos, mold, or lead paint. Get with Pinnacle Consultants. They offer real estate environmental assessments for hazardous materials and air quality. Visit pinnaclecorp.net because what you don't know can hurt you. My advice for the graduates of 2024, you're going to want to stick around. I think somebody's waiting to see you out here, so you'll probably want to go talk to, because the big guy's in town.
Great.
President of the entire company is in town. Probably get fired. That's why George is walking around here. But he's waiting to see you out there. But you'll have to catch it later, okay? All right. My advice for the class of 2024 coming up right after this, and plus more text on Trump on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the...
Is this house a good price compared to others in the area? Are prices going up or down? If I don't make an offer right this very moment, will I miss my chance? These are just some of the questions a home buyer might ask. And these are the sorts of questions an agent who is a Realtor can help answer. Because Realtors have the expertise, data, and access to specialty training to help you navigate the process of buying a home. They provide support, guidance, and have your back every step of the way. That's what Realtors do, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
According to USA Today, 1 in 7 children in West Virginia face food insecurity issues. Hi, I'm Jason Quintrell, President and CEO of Union Mission Ministries. There are some obstacles our children face with access to food despite many feeding programs available. That is why Union Mission has partnered with some local middle schools to place food directly into the hands of children who need it. Help us remove those obstacles and help feed our kids. Visit unionmission.com to learn more.
For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Attention all adventurers, it's the season. Hey, it's Sydney inviting you to get ready to blaze your trail with the all-new Thornhill CDJR on the Thornhill Motor Mile. It's Jeep 4x4 season, and we're offering an amazing $2,000 savings on the new 2024 Jeep Gladiator models. Don't miss your chance to experience the ultimate off-road thrill. Head over to Thornhill CDJR or make tracks to US 119 in Logan today. Take the wheel and discover why Thornhill CDJR is your premier destination for Jeep excitement on the road to total savings. Let's qualify through Chrysler Capital C Thornhill for all details.
It is 9:51, the Dave Allen Show, and 580 Live, brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Hollywood, Jeff Petty is our producer today. Text says, you can always vote for RFK Jr., but maybe the worm in his brain controls him. In that case, Brainworm 2024, says a texter. Biggly, Piggly, Wiggly, hotline 304-345-5858. Fruit Pharmacy text 304-935-500. Text says, there may be something to this thing they call Trump derangement syndrome, but his supporters are just plain old deranged, says a texter. All right, so this is the graduation season. And, I'm not going to be controversial. Maybe it's a little bit controversial, but I'm not Harrison Buckner up here or any of the others. Somebody asked me the other day, in all seriousness, somebody asked me, they said, you're old. If they actually said that to me, just stop laughing, Jeff. They actually said that to me. Well, you're old. You had to give advice to young people. What would you tell them about the class of 2024? So here's what I did. I decided I'm going to give you Dave's graduation advice, courtesy of Hollywood Jeff Petty, our producer this morning. All right, here we go. Life is not fair, and the sooner you realize it, the better. There are times you're going to do everything right, you're going to follow all the rules, say all the prayers, and do everything you're supposed to do, and you're still going to get screwed over. Life ain't fair. Learn it, commit it to memory. Sometimes you're going to get the screws put to you just a bit. Sometimes you're going to get advantages you probably shouldn't get either. It all evens out. What you see on social media 90% of the time isn't real. Stop trying to live up to all that fakeness. And stop with the duck lips and the filters. It looks stupid. And so do you. Learn to talk to people. Actually talk, not text. I don't care what kind of degree you have, or if you even have one. If you can't talk to me and communicate with me, if I'm in a hiring position, I'm not hiring you. Whether you're working for a Fortune 500 company or you're working for me doing fast food. If you can't talk to me, look at me in the eye, or look down to me because I'm kind of short, then you're not getting hired. Learn to talk. Put the phone down. Speaking of which, don't be concerned with documenting your life as you are living your life. Put down the phone at the concert, stop taking selfies, and learn to just enjoy the music. Continuing, your life isn't over because Hunter or McKinley broke up with you. You'll get over it. And you'll probably be better off for it. No matter what you think of the music in your life, the music that you think is the greatest thing today at some point in your life, you're probably going to look back on it and think, what was I thinking? Or at least to some of it. I'm a kid of the 80s. Trust me, I know this. There is going to come a time when you wish you could hear your mother or father saying something that you now think is stupid. You're going to wish for that someday, that you could hear that again. Don't have kids or start a family until you're ready. Contrary to popular belief, you don't need kids or a family to be happy. If you want to, that's fine. But don't let society tell you that you have to have that. And as far as kids go, the majority of problems in our society can be traced back to one simple premise, and that's people having kids before they are either emotionally or financially able to take care of them. Kids are fine if you want them, but if you don't, that's fine too. Happiness, true happiness, is found in yourself. Speaking of which, learn to love yourself. You come into this world totally alone, and you're basically going to leave it totally alone. Believe in something, though, bigger than just you. And I'll leave that one there. Money isn't the be-all, end-all to a happy life. But it damn sure helps. Go get paid. Go get money. Listen to the old people. It's okay to roll your eyes. But generally speaking, they know what they're talking about. Trump isn't your savior. and neither is Biden or any other political figure. In fact, heroes don't legislate laws. They don't throw a ball, and they don't sing or act. True heroes save lives. Doctors, police, firemen, firewomen, those are heroes. Military, that's your heroes, not somebody who can run fast. You want to get ahead in life? Work. It's that simple. 40 hours a week? Yeah, I remember my first time job too. Skip the vacation, skip the fancy car, skip the finest clothes, and work. Work the extra shift. Work holidays. Be the one that says, you want me to work Christmas? Absolutely, I will work Christmas with pleasure. The world doesn't owe you a damn thing. And the sooner that you learn that, the better. There is no such thing as a truly free anything. Someone paid for it somewhere. And the harder that you work to get the supposedly free stuff, the more you are going to appreciate it. Try different foods. There is more to life than chicken nuggets and cheese sticks, although they are delicious. Get one true friend, but be prepared that that one friend will betray you at some point if the price is right. You can be outrageous as you want to be with your hair color, your piercings, your tattoos, your clothing choices, but just know you are being judged for it. And just because you like it doesn't mean that everyone else likes it, sees it as professional, or they want that particular look in their workplace. It's their building, it's their company, they make the rules. If you don't like it, leave. The first thing that employers do when considering a new hire is to look at their social media. They Google you and they look at your social media. So be careful what you post. And if your email address is idokegstands@gmail.com, change it. Change it. And finally, the final thing I have is learn to smile and laugh. Because smiling and laughing is the single most important. Decorated Vietnam War vet who died of Agent Orange poisoning on his deathbed, who was making jokes about dying. Learn to smile and learn to laugh. Nothing else matters. And there you have it. My advice to the class of 2024. My thanks to the guests on the show today. Hollywood Jeff Petty, the best in the business. He and Ryan, you guys are awesome, man. And Anthony and all the rest, too. Coming up on Monday's show, New Kanawha County Commissioner Mark Slotnick is here. Heather Hardman from Trojan Marine will be stopping by, plus Charleston Mayor Amy Schuler-Goodwin with a Mayor Monday segment. A little bit of talk on Trump, just saying a little bit, coming up on Talk Line at 10:06. Follow the news of the day and download the Metro News TV app. My producer, Hollywood Jeff Petty, good luck to you, buddy. I will see you Monday. Till then, have fun and love somebody.
WCHS AM 96.5 FM Charleston, 104.5 Cross Lanes, a WVRC media station. We're proud to live here too.